At my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, millions of couples suffer from infertility. While many people tend to think of it as being a problem with the woman, at least 50% of the time it's because of the man. Andrew McIntosh has more on what guys should stop doing to help fight infertility.
This health tip is brought to you by Humana.
Visit our local office in the Pahrump Valley Junction Shopping Center or call 775-727-0871.
Family has always been very important to both Jason and I, so we've always, wanted to have our own family of our own.
But Anita and Jason Hansen could not get pregnant.
I was tested first through my OBGYN, had various tests and stuff done, and then afterwards they asked Jason if he could get tested.
Dr. Sherman Silber is one of the leading infertility specialists in the country. He says a number of issues can cause male infertility.
It can also be caused by having mumps after puberty, or by a hernia repair that the child had, or you can have an infection, an STD, that can result in scarring with blockage.
The Mayo Clinic says stress can reduce sperm. The CDC reports cocaine and marijuana can lower the count too. From high fevers to saunas to hot tubs, overheating the testicles can also hurt fertility. And watch where you put that laptop, guys. A study found they can overheat the testicles in minutes, and protective pads do not prevent it from happening. Jason's issue was something he's had all his life.
I was born without Vas Deferon tubes.
An outpatient procedure helped extract his sperm. The couple got pregnant on their first round of in vitro fertilization. Now they're expecting twin boys. I'm Andrew McIntosh reporting.
And to help boost fertility, guys can try upping their vitamin C intake. A small study published in the Journal of Medical Foods reports men who took 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C twice a day significantly improved their sperm quality. The American Dietetic Association recommends men consume at least 90 milligrams of vitamin C a day to improve their fertility.
Well, he is one of just a few military personnel left that witnessed the atomic bomb experiments firsthand at the Nevada test site. Operation Plum Bob was a series of nuclear tests conducted between May and October of 1957. Plum Bob is considered the biggest, longest, and most controversial test series in the United States. News 46's Deanna O'Donnell got together with Gerald Kendrick to hear his story. Gerald lives and works here in Pahrump as a paralegal, helping people process court documents for a small fee.
Local Gerald Kendrick is a witness to at least 17 atomic bomb testings up at the Nevada test site. We're going to speak to him about his experience.
I was in the Army in the Signal Corps in December of '56 is when I was drafted, and the draft was still on. And I went to Fort Leonard Wood for my basic training, and then I was transferred after basic training. I made certain scores that transferred me to Fort Sill enlisted men faculty battery, and that prepared me to work for high echelon officers. I was a corporal, and I was assigned to Colonel George E. Tilson, who was in charge of the unit that had Camp Desert Rock, and we went out to Camp Desert Rock in August of that year, 56 or 57, and the atomic bomb was conducting. The Mercury people were conducting atomic tests there.
Operation Plum Bob, the sixth in a series of continental tests conducted by the Atomic Energy Commission to further our weapons development program. In terms of numbers of test devices detonated, this was the largest series ever attempted in Nevada.
And they took us out by bus, and the bus was had a bunch of about 80 people in two buses, and we had to sit with our backs to the bomb. And I looked down there, and it just was a little balloon with looked like a little trailer hooked on the bottom of it, because we were about 3 miles from it at that time, and they explained that it was a device, and they really don't understand. They were testing it. That's what it was a test. It wasn't a bomb itself. And so they set it off, and we had to look away, squat down on the ground, cross our arms over our eyes, and close our eyes and look away from the bomb.
How close were you?
We were about 3.5 miles. And then the bomb was set off, and the first thing we noticed was when they counted down on a loudspeaker, 8, 9, so forth, or 9, 8, so forth, there's a heat on the back of your neck where your uniform didn't fit, and on the wrists of your hands. And it got really hot, and everybody said, God, and they thought it was going to continue, but it slowly subsided, and then they said, okay, you can stand up, and so we stood up. I hadn't heard a thing, just the heat is all you heard. And I stood up, and we turned around, and you'd think that it was just a little puffle in the desert, but it was all over everything. I mean, that was a big deal.
Well, unfortunately, several people in the film and music industry have passed away in recent days. Now, here's Deanna O'Donnell with your entertainment this week.
Ray Harryhausen, the stop-motion animation and special effects masters whose work influenced such directors as Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, and George Lucas, has died. Harryhausen was 92 years old. Harryhausen's pioneering work on such movies as Mighty Joe Young, Jason and the Argonauts, 1 Million Years BC, and Clash of the Titans was widely praised for its ability to blend stop-motion effects, models filmed one frame at a time, and live action. Harryhausen was born in Los Angeles in 1920. From his childhood, he was intrigued by movies and animation, inspired by films such as The Lost World in 1925 and especially King Kong in 1933. As a teenager, he built dioramas featuring prehistoric creatures and filmed them with a 16mm camera, gently hitting the run button to move the film one frame at a time. Grammy-winning guitarist Jeff Hanneman, a founding member of the heavy metal band Slayer, died Thursday in Southern California of liver failure while recovering from a skin-eating condition after he contracted it by being bitten by a spider. He was 49 years old. Hanneman was in an area hospital when he suffered that liver failure. Hanneman leaves behind his wife Kathy, a sister, and 2 brothers. The guitarist was with Slayer from its founding in 1981. Its breakthrough came 5 years later with the release of Rain in Blood, an album that included 2 songs, Angel of Death and Raining Blood, co-written by Hanneman. That was one of the 10 studio albums that the band put out over 3 decades together, during which they performed thousands of shows. In 2006 and 2007, Slayer won Grammy Awards for Best Metal Performance. Atlanta area authorities are investigating the death of Chris Kelly, half of the 1990s rap duo Criss Cross, as a possible drug overdose. Kelly, who was 34, died Wednesday at an Atlanta hospital after he was found unresponsive at his home. After paramedics took him to the hospital, a woman who identified herself as Kelly's friend told an investigator that Kelly had taken a mixture of heroin and cocaine on Tuesday night and that she had brought Kelly home to recover from his drug use. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's offices said that an autopsy showed no signs of trauma or foul play. A toxicology report is expected to be complete in 3 to 4 weeks, at which point the cause of death is likely to be determined. Kelly, together with Chris Smith, shot to stardom in 1992 with Jump, which spent 8 weeks on the top of the Hot 100 Billboard charts. The duo opened for Michael Jackson that year with his Dangerous World Tour. Singer Lauryn Hill's failure to pay federal income taxes for 3 years has earned her a 3-month prison sentence. Hill pleaded guilty last year to 3 counts of failing to file tax returns on more than $1.8 million between 2005 and 2007. The Grammy Award-winning artist appeared Monday in federal court in Newark, New Jersey for sentencing. Hill must also pay penalties and taxes still owed, a $60,000 fine, serve a year on probation, and possibly 3 months of home confinement. She must report to prison on July 8th unless her lawyer files an appeal of the sentence. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your entertainment this week.
Well, Angela Miles brings you today's first business brief.
This is the first business brief for Wednesday, May 8th. I'm Angela Miles. Microsoft admits making a mistake with Windows 8. After a rocky launch that included consumer complaints, the company says a fix is on the way. A change to key aspects of the operating system will be available later this year. Devastation continues in Bangladesh. The death toll has now risen to more than 700 people killed in a garment factory collapse. Bangladesh helps generate revenues of about $20 billion $1,000 for the garment industry, while average worker wages are near just $38 a month. And more Americans may notice the effects of sequestration budget cuts when they go on vacation this summer. From North Carolina to Hawaii, national parks may feel the squeeze with longer lines, locked bathrooms, and fewer or no tours available. That's the First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
Well, stay right here. We're going to have weather with Ian B. Clark right after these messages.
Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
News 46 weather is brought to you by Healthcare Partners Medical Group, with 5 locations in Pahrump, local doctors and professional staff providing total care from infancy to seniors. News 46 weather is also brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Welcome back. So in that weather that we've been having lately, continuing it, partly cloudy skies today, 72 there for your high. Wind south-southwest 5, gusts at 8, so relatively calm. Pressure in the 30 zone falling, UV index at 9, 29% humidity, 5:44 a.m. sunrise, and your record high 102 degrees in 1989. Tonight, mostly clear skies, 55 for your low. Wind still calm, 43% humidity, 7:38 p.m. sunset, and your record low 41 degrees in 1938. And Thursday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies again. A little bit warmer though, 78 there for your high, 56 for your low. Wind still calm, 31% humidity, 5:43 a.m. sunrise, and UV index staying at 9. Our 7-day forecast there, as you can see, rise up in temperature. So 70s there for Thursday, 80s up on Friday, and then hitting the 90-degree range by the weekend, which will actually be warmer than what we should have for this time of year. But looks like partly cloudy skies Thursday, Friday, and then clear conditions afterwards. And also, Mother's Day is on Sunday.
Well, all are invited to Windrock Ranch this Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. for a special day for the community. Windrock Ranch is located on West Bell Vista. Bring the family for lots of fun, and horses are invited too.
And that does it for this edition of News 46. I'm Glenn Evers.
And I'm Monique Mitchell.
And from everyone here at Channel 46, we wish you a great night, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.